Having explored the length and breadth of space for decades, scientists still cannot answer the one question that has caused many controversies since the beginning of time. Are we alone in the universe? Well, popular opinion amongst members of the public and some experts suggests that we're not. However, scientists have yet to find any concrete evidence that support this claim. But after witnessing the entry and passage of strange objects from the interstellar, astronomers believe we quite possibly have found the biggest hint yet that we are not alone in the universe. But what could these objects be? What did we learn from their arrival, and where is their final destination? Join us in today's video as we explore the massive and unidentified visitor that recently made its way into our solar system. Our search for extraterrestrials is a never-ending one, right from the time that the first human ventured into space until the most recent Artemis mission, where astronaut dummies were sent on a mission to the moon's orbit to scout ahead of the second coming of humans to the lunar surface. Astronomers have always had scientific and human eyes on the lookout for signs that may suggest or confirm the presence of extraterrestrials among us. For many years, our investments and efforts in this regard yielded no fruit. But just when it looked like all hope was lost, some viable evidence began to trickle in. One of them is a mysterious object from far away deep in space. According to scientists, this cigar-shaped element is the first ever object to enter our solar system from the interstellar world, and befittingly it was named Oumuamua, which is a native Hawaiian word meaning a messenger from afar arriving first. Before arriving in our solar system and encountering the Sun, Oumuamua is believed to have been traveling through the depths of the Milky Way galaxy for hundreds of millions or maybe even billions of years. But according to the official records, it was first discovered by Robert Werk, an astronomer at the University of Hawaii, using the Panoramic Survey Telescope and Rapid Response System on the 19th of October 2017. From the very first second we caught sight of it, Oumuamua has been proven to be quite a strange object with a weird orbit, a weird speed, and other weird characteristics. And speaking about characteristics, its biggest side measures somewhere between 10 and 100 meters, meaning if need be, it can conveniently fit inside a football field. According to scientists, Oumuamua is believed to have originated from Vega, an alien star situated around 147 trillion miles away from us. During observations, scientists found that the reflected sunlight from Oumuamua occasionally dimmed and brightened, which suggests that the object was tumbling end over end every few hours. And based on these light variations, astronomers concluded that the object is much longer than it is wide by a factor of between 5 and 10. And that's how we got to know it's shaped like a cigar. Furthermore, because of its exceptional speed and steep angle relative to the rest of the objects in our solar system, Oumuamua was not gravitationally bound by the Sun. But unfortunately, we weren't really able to explore it as much as we would have liked to, because by the time it was detected, it was already on its way out of our solar system. As a matter of fact, scientists only had 11 days to study and explore it before it appeared too small and too dim to be detected. However, considering the scanty information we were able to gather during this short 11-day observation period, the nature and existence of Oumuamua remain a mystery that we have yet to resolve. Even to this day, scientists cannot categorically confirm if it's a comet or an asteroid. Such is the level of uncertainty and mystery that surrounds this weird object. But as we were trying to wrap our heads around it, astronomers discovered another unexpected interstellar visitor called 2I Borisov. This strange interloper was discovered by amateur astronomer Gennady Borisov using a self-constructed telescope. Upon discovering this odd object, Borisov realized it had weird characteristics. To start with, the space engineer noticed this strange visitor moved in the opposite direction compared to the comets in the main asteroid belt. The unexplainable characteristics of the Borisov and Oumuamua are baffling to scientists, who are divided on how to classify them. For some, they believe that these objects are naturally occurring phenomena like comets, asteroids, and other astrophysical elements. After all, we've had several experiences with these elements performing a close pass or even crashing into our planets over the years. But given their peculiar characteristics, some scientists and astronomers strongly believe that Oumuamua and Borisov might be artificial objects created and sent by other civilizations that are many times more advanced than ours. Despite NASA's continued effort to classify them as either asteroids or comets, these opposing groups of Dodge scientists led by Harvard astronomer Avi Loeb have consistently maintained their stance as well. In fact, they've emphasized their opinion in very strong terms in scientific journals and several media headlines. But could they be right? Well, to be candid, we cannot deny that the existence of Oumuamua and Borisov contradicts some of the long-standing concepts of the natural laws of physics. It clearly doesn't fit into the category of comets and asteroids because its characteristics were unprecedented. For instance, contrary to what we'll expect from an abnormal comet during the outgassing of Isis, the comet accelerated quite easily and without any problems due to its enormous velocity. Critically, this behavior is naturally uncharacteristic of a normal comet or asteroid. For example, on the 7th of October 2017, this strange object was found moving towards the Pegasus constellation as part of its eternal journey through space to an unknown destination. Admittedly, our technology also contributed to our inability to properly explore these objects. For instance, at the time when Oumuamua was discovered, we couldn't get a picture of the object from close range. So everything that we've learned about this strange object so far was based on calculated guesses made by scientists and astronomers after thoroughly observing the available data. Of course, the interpretation of these data is subject to change depending on the context in which it is interpreted and the person interpreting it. Hence, it was no surprise at all to hear some scientists claim that Oumuamua could have been an extraterrestrial spacecraft propelled by light sail technology. If we decide to run with this suggestion, it automatically means we agree that another civilization different from and superior to ours exists. In the beginning, scientists were not really open to supporting this position. But having failed to successfully classify them as a comet or asteroid, we might be left with no choice. Generally, the discovery of Oumuamua is unprecedented, and the mysteries surrounding its discovery make it ever so difficult to properly study and explore it. And until we are able to do so, we will never truly be able to understand the peculiar characteristics of it as we should. But in the case of 2I Borisov, it's a bit easier. Aside from being the second interstellar object to be observed in our solar science, astronomers have been able to confirm that it is a comet. More significantly, new observations have shown that Borisov is the first comet ever observed in real mint condition. And this has led astronomers to suspect that it might have spent its lifetime drifting through deep space without ever coming near another star. By sidestepping all the potential solar wind and radiation, the Borisov comet is seen as one celestial element that can provide a detailed snapshot through time and space, particularly details about the distant cloud of gas and dust that were formed over 4 billion years ago. 2I Borisov could represent the first truly pristine comet ever observed, says Stefano Bagnulo of Armagh Observatory and Planetarium in Northern Ireland in a statement. In a prominent scientific paper led by Bin Yang in the European Southern Observatory in Chile, scientists highlighted some of the lesser-known characteristics of Borisov. For instance, the comet's tail, or comma, is believed to be made up mostly of tiny pebbles that differentiate it from the normal comets in our solar system. Having discovered 2 interstellar visitors in quick succession, scientists will be hoping that they won't have to wait too long to discover the third. But more importantly, they would be hoping that they get ample time to study this potential odd visitor and its characteristics.